As a contractor or a home service type business, or even just a local business in general, you flat out know that you need to have some kind of website set up for your business. But you just don't want to set up a website that's going to sit there out in the ether of the internet, not doing jack shit for you. You need a website that's going to generate phone calls, generate email submissions, just basically generate leads for your business. However, it can get confusing as to where to start, where to even begin. So I'm going to share with you guys how I implement websites. I set up websites for contractors and home service business owners. It's real simple, step by step, and show you how I built an entire homepage, SEO optimized website page in less than 1 hour. I honestly did it in about 30 minutes. And I'm going to show you guys all the steps that I took in order to build a search engine optimized website for a specific business, just the homepage, so you guys can get an understanding of what it takes to build something that's going to generate leads for your business. What's up there, guys? Izzy here once again with Get Busy LLC, helping contractors, home services, local businesses to understand the internet, website design, so they can get their name out there and start generating leads for their business. So in this video, I want to show you guys how I structure and design basically a home page of a website to make sure that's 100% search engine optimized from the get-go. The point of building a website, in my opinion, is to generate leads for your business. For me, there's no other reason for you to build out the website. Well, to some extent, you need some kind of digital presence online so people know where, once they know your name, they can reach out to you and check out your website and stuff like that. But for me in general, your website should be designed to generate leads for your business. So what I'm going to do is share with you guys how I would structure a website for a house painter, a residential painting type of contractor. Someone requested it on my YouTube channel here in the comments. So I said, I'm going to go ahead and do it, show you guys exactly how I would structure it. I'm going to show you guys how I structured this homepage in less than 30 minutes. Granted, I've been doing it for a very, very long time, and I don't know jack shit about painting, but I did it anyways, just to show you guys my steps and my process of how I built out a website, a page, a homepage. I just built a homepage. I didn't build the rest of the website. The homepage is the most important part, but just by understanding the structure of the homepage, you'll understand how to structure the rest of your website. Now, I built this website on WordPress using my templates and my designs. You don't have to use my templates. You don't have to use my designs. There's certain rules that you need to follow in order to get a website to rank on Google and get your business found and generate leads for your business. And you don't have to use my template. You can use any damn template you want, any design, but as long as you follow these 5 principles when building out the website, your page, that website page, will rank on Google and generate you leads for your business. Of course, granted, depending on the industry you're in, the location you're in, the competition's out there. But in general, if you follow these rules, they will be successful in building out your page. Now, I built this website using WordPress hosting on Hostinger, which is exactly what I recommend because you can set up a website for like $50, $60 for the entire year. And it's pretty straightforward. It's easy to do. I'll make a video talking about that in a later day, how to really set something like that up. This will work for Wix too if you're using Wix. Same structure, same design. As long as you follow those rules, you're going to be just fine. So first things first. Here's the exact same. This is exactly what I would request from the individual who asked me to build out a house painting, residential, commercial house painting website. These are some of the things that I would do right away to make certain that his website's going to rank on Google and generate him those leads. So let me show you guys how I do it. Okay, here's number one. The very first thing you got to try to figure out is what in the world do you want to be found for to begin with, right? You got to think about your customer. You got to think about your consumer. What would they be typing into Google if you are a house painting contractor, house painting business, house painting company in your particular town, right? What exactly would they be typing in? And that's what you're going to be. That's what's going to be the main keyword for the homepage of your website. It's pretty basic. I know people try to overcomplicate it, but it's pretty damn straightforward. So think about it naturally. That's what comes across the top of your head. To me, like I said, I don't know anything about painting, but if I was looking for somebody, say, to paint my office here, I'm looking for a painting company here in Paso Robles, company, paving contractor near me, a painter near me, things like that's exactly what I type in. But to make more certain to understand really what people type in, there's a quick way to figure this out using some free tools. I'll leave the links to these tools. It's called Website Traffic Checker right here, right? And then all I have to do is go to a big town like Seattle. I'm going to use Seattle, right? I went ahead and typed in painter in Seattle, right? And then what I did is went ahead to go to the very first one that shows up right here, right? I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and I'm going to pop it into this website traffic checker, right? And what this traffic checker is going to do is tell me, whoops, it's going to tell me exactly why this website, what exactly this website's getting found for, like the main keywords. It's completely free, so it's only going to give you a handful, which is all you need. And this, all it does is just reinforce what I already know, that people are typing in house painters in Seattle, painting contractor, Seattle. That's the main keyword for that website right there. There you go. They got some other keywords. And then I'm going to go ahead and do it for another big city, a big location. So I went ahead and did one for Las Vegas. It's a big ass area, right? I typed that into it, and it says house painters in Las Vegas. You see what I'm saying? Painters, and then the city seems to be the main keyword, or painting, painting in the main city, painting in the main city, Las Vegas painters, things like that. So there you go. That's your main keyword for your homepage. Pretty straightforward. So I'm going to pretend this website is for Fresno, California. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up my WordPress website. I'm going to build out that page, and I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. So the very first thing I'm going to do is use ChatGPT to help me write all of the content and make sure this thing is 100% SEO optimized to begin with. So I have this prompt. I call it my kickoff prompt for writing a website content, right? So I have this prompt right here. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this prompt into the description so you guys could check it out. And so I place this into ChatGPT, and I start telling ChatGPT that I'm going to need help writing content for the homepage of my website. So this kind of gives you all the questions you need to answer, right? So basically what I do is I always tell people, when you use ChatGPT, act like if it's a college student, somebody who writes extremely well. And the more you tell him about the business, the more information, the more details you give him about your information, about your business, the better results he's going to, the better writing he's going to do for you. So this prompt kicks the whole thing off. Like I said, you can copy and paste it, put it into your ChatGPT so you guys can start figuring out how to do all this stuff. So that's the very first step that I take. But before we get going any further than that, I'm going to share with you guys the 5 things your website's going to need in order for it to rank on Google. So we're going to build this homepage, and the search, the main keyword for it is going to be painting, house painters in Fresno. Like I said, let's pretend this is in Fresno. House painter in Fresno. That's the main keyword we want to get found for. So what you have to think about is the moment you type in house painter in Fresno into the Google search bar and you hit enter, what Google will do is create listings on that first page of Google. So you have to imagine it like a drawer in a filing cabinet, and that drawer says house painters in Fresno, and you pull out the drawer. All those pages in that drawer are related to that search term. So your whole idea here is to build that page so it's the very first one that shows up in that drawer in that filing cabinet for that specific keyword. So this is why it's important to understand how to build this website page just like this. So there's your website page. So you have to make sure it's properly titled, just like a folder in a filing cabinet. It's got to say Fresno Painting Contractor on there, right? Description. You got to give a brief description of what's going to be inside of this page. So when somebody opens up, takes out that file in that folder, your headline should be reinforcing and telling people that painting contract, painting company, house painter in Fresno right there. It should create some sub headlines that tell, when you scroll through, they can realize and understand, okay, yeah, this is a painting contractor, painting company in Fresno. And of course, the content, all the information on that page has to be related to all of this. So this is all the things that you need to do on that home page to make sure it's built out correctly, search engine optimized. So when somebody types in house painting in Fresno, that drawer opens up, your website, that page is going to show up for that search result. So here's the first page, right? Then we're going to build out the home page. We'll just call this Fresno house painting. This is the name of the page that I'm building out, right? Focus keywords. So it's something called Yoast SEO that I install on my WordPress websites. Makes the whole SEO stuff really, really easy to figure out. So focus keyword, right? What's my focus keyword? House painting in Fresno. That's what I want this page to show up on Google for, this and variations of that, right? So what do I need to do? So what was I saying? You need to put the proper title of that website page on there. So let me show you how I do that. So there we go. I just titled it SEO title, Fresno House Painting Experts, licensed and family owned. Boom. There you go. Now for the slug, you just use the same keyword, house painting, then the meta description. You got to make sure that keyword is in the meta description. So I have one pre-written as well. Let me show you how I do that. Fresh interiors to durable exterior finishes, Izzy's Interior Painting. I just named it. It's made up, completely made up, right? Offers expert house painting in Fresno. There you go. What was I saying what we needed? Now we just described the page. What's next? We need to title it correctly, right? So let's move on to that step. So here we go. I just titled my main headline right here, Interior and Exterior House Painting in Fresno, California. Blam, that's the main keyword of the website, the main title of the page. Just like I showed you right here, that's the main headline, right? Now let's move on to the subheadlines, create subheadlines. So now as you scroll through here, these are subheadlines. Need a reliable painter who shows up on time and does quality work, transforming with Izzy's painting, house painting in Fresno and surrounding areas. These are all subheadlines. Exterior painting, interior painting, cabinet painting, commercial painting. What makes us different from other Fresno painters? Here's what you can expect with our painting stuff, right? Fresno Paint Services. I need to fix that to painting. Let's see, free estimate on painting. You see all these subheadlines. So somebody scrolls through here, and now you can clearly see this website's about a house painter in Fresno. So what's next? Now we need to write all the content, and I usually like to write about 1,000 words of content that talks about house painting in Fresno, California. So let me show you how I did all of this here. So what I've done is I've developed numerous prompts for ChatGPT to help me write all of this content based on that kickoff prompt that I talked about earlier. You got to tell your writer everything about your company. Once you tell your writer all about your company, you tell it to stand by, and I'm going to give you further instructions. And this is exactly what I do. I do stuff like give me 4 different variations of an SEO title and meta description, the trust building indicators. Here's some stuff right here. And here's where I come up with the 10 problems ideal clients are looking for when they're looking for a house cleaning company. So I used all my prompts to write all this content right here. So interior exterior house painting in Fresno, California, from fresh interiors to durable exterior finishes, we offer expert house painting in Fresno, licensed, insured, and trusted since 2018. Check that out. Completely made up, but this is SEO optimized. Highest quality paint, family owned business, easy to work with. Do you need a reliable painter who shows up on time and does quality work? Are you tired of peeling or fading paint on your home's exterior? Looking to boost your home's curb appeal before selling? Want to modernize your kitchen with freshly painted cabinets? Are you overwhelmed with the thought of painting your own house? You can transform your home with Izzy's Painting, made up company. Flawless interior, exterior, and cabinet painting with top quality materials. 5-star services. Get your free quote today. So basically, I just use these prompts and it keeps, and I use it on ChatGPT, and then ChatGPT writes all the content for me, and then I just transfer it over to here. And then I have another ChatGPT prompt for this here. Let me show you really quick. So I'm going on here and it says, I need help writing 5 short website sections that highlight the business's core values. Again, this goes back to the kickoff prompt, right? And I tell it to write me 5, which out of these 5, I like to pick 3 and I interchange them when I build out even more pages and things like that. So ChatGPT came back with the following. Custom focused. At Izzy's Interior Painting, we believe great painting starts with great communication. We listen to your vision, explain your options, and keep you updated every step of the way without any pushy sales tactics. Our goal is to make you feel confident, informed, and respected from the first call to the final brushstroke. And look at that. Unbelievable. So all of this with my prompts, it wrote it all in about 2 seconds. So I copied, pasted on here. You can change these images. And then I introduced the services that I offer, right? House painting services in Fresno, California. Here's what you can expect as part of the services. I do exterior painting, interior painting, cabinet painting, commercial painting. I mean, I could add more if I want. What makes us different from other Fresno painters right here. And then I write a paragraph of what makes me different. I have all these prompts set up for myself. When I built websites for customers, it took me a long time to build this out, all these prompts. But I asked ChatGPT to give me all these prompts. It writes all this content for me based on that kickoff prompt that I started with. Boom, there you go. It's all set up. What they can expect with our painting services, I always tell a customer exactly what they can expect to, when they reach out to my painting website, whatever this might be, right? Here's a step, a free consultation, prep and protect, right? Painting with care. Our crew applies premium quality paints with precision, whether refreshing your living room, updating your entire exterior. We work efficiently without cutting corners, ensuring even coverage and beautiful results that stand up to Fresno's weather. See what I'm saying? Even it implements the location of what my business is located here. And then I just add my own, these are my reviews from my Get Busy LLC business. I just embed them in here, right? And I create the email form. And again, Fresno Painting Services, what things. I didn't go this far in building out the email form. And then a final call to action, whether you need a full exterior makeover or bright new interior, beautiful painted cabinets. Izzy's Painting can bring your vision to life. Getting started is simple. Just reach out to for our free, no pressure estimate. We'll handle the rest. Call us today. We'll make your home look its best. Bam. Simple as that. And I built this page literally in about 30 minutes, just based off because I have a lot of experience with it, and I follow my prompts, and I just completely made this up. But somebody who doesn't know how to build this website, would just follow these instructions. I'm sure they could do it in an hour or two, build out their space. Especially they know their business a hell of a lot more than I would, right? And then you got the some images that I put on here. And of course, I have to go back and get images, background images, make sure the titles, all the SEO titles and the images are correct. But I want to show you guys, I didn't even check. I so wrote this thing. This thing's 100% SEO optimized right from the get go. I could tell with my Yoast SEO plugin and my WordPress website. So let me show you guys the results on that. So I'm just going to go to my edit with Elementor tab here. I'm going to go ahead and go to the Yoast plugin here. We're going to take a look right here with the Yoast SEO tab. So what's the focus keyword? House painting in Fresno. That's what we want to get found for. And this is telling me this page is 100% perfect. The readability is perfect. Everything's good to go on this page, and it's ready to rock and roll. And you can take a look at what it looks like here on a phone. Looks pretty good, straightforward, same thing. A lot of calls to action. People scroll through it. It looks really nice. It's just basically anybody can clearly see this is a website for a house painting contractor in Fresno, California. I mean, so there you have it. It's a very straightforward. I'm basically building out a page to get found for that main keyword. That's the main homepage of the website. Now, when I go out and build additional service pages, what I would simply do is build out a page for interior house painting Fresno, California. Follow that same procedure, that same process, and build out that next page. Make sure it links back to the homepage. I do that one for exterior house painting. I do that one for the cabinet painting page. I do that one for, let's say, was it commercial painting? And then I might even build out subcategory pages depending on the number of competitors in my area, things like that. When it comes to commercial, I could do like painting, local business, exterior local business painting, interior local business painting, things like that. But if you just follow these basic principles, make sure you have all those 5 things on every page of your website and get found for every specific search term you want to get found for, the chances of this website ranking are extremely, extremely good, especially in a smaller town. And then once you hook up this bad boy to your Google Business Profile, which relays all the information that you have on your site and transfers over to your Google Business Profile, that Google Business Profile is going to rank a lot better when somebody types in painting company, painting contractor, things like that. It's going to rank a lot better. So when you're building out the homepage, I mean, I don't just whip these things out just like that. I go back and read, make sure everything makes sense. I'll sprinkle in a little bit more stuff like painting company, painting contractor. Make sure I squeeze that in there because those are other things that people actually type into the search engine. But don't overthink it. Just build this thing for a human being. And that's exactly what I do. And if you want to go back and build out location pages, you do the exact same thing. Basically, what I do, like Fresno, there's a lot of smaller towns in there. What I would build out is basically a mini version of that homepage and build one out for Clovis. I build one up for Sanger. I build another one for Dinuba. Those are little towns around Fresno. House painter in Dinuba, house painter in Sanger, house painter in whatever all those places are in that Fresno area. Start building out a bunch of location pages. And that's all there really is much to it. There's really nothing more to a website. Just make sure it's properly titled, described. The main title is the subject of the page. Write content about what the service that you provide. Add pictures. You can, you could elaborate even more. As long as you follow the main principles, your website page could look whatever the hell you want it to look like. But as long as it has all those essentials on that website, you're going to rank pretty high. Again, it totally depends on the location. If I was to build this website right here, house painting in Paso Robles, California, where I live, or a town next to me, it's a smaller town too, Atascadero, California, about 30,000 people. This website would probably be on that first page, probably within 2 months, because it's a small area. No other house painter is even thinking about doing a website like this or anything like that. And if they are, they're probably building it incorrectly, not following the right procedures. They're probably branding it with their name instead of the actual service plus their location. So if you guys want to take a deeper dive, a look at this page I just built out in about 30 minutes, I'll leave a link to this exact page. You guys could just kind of look through it and scroll and see what I did with it. And it's also going to give you a link to the template that I have. You could use it if you want. It's up to you. I don't care if you use it or not. I have training that'll show you how to build this website 100% for yourself. That includes these templates, all my pages, where to host it, how to get one set up. And like for $50, if you're using Wix, this doesn't matter. Same thing, same rules apply. You should be able to do it. And if you're one of those contractors, you just, you got an understanding of how this whole thing works, but you just don't want to deal with this crap, I could just build it out for you. I have this exact this template and these prompts that I'm building out a team now to help me build out these websites and do them quickly, do them affordably for people. Because I know a lot of people are busy and don't have time for it. But at the same time, if you want to build it yourself, I'm going to give people that option as well. All the links will be in the description below, so you guys could check that out. And of course, the links to how to check up the website traffic on websites, so you get an idea of how to structure what your main keyword should be for your homepage, and eventually later on, those additional service pages. So I hope I didn't overcomplicate that. Like I said, this website design, this SEO stuff, I know it goes over a lot of people's heads, and because I think people overcomplicate it over the years, and it's really not that complicated. I try to think about that drawer and the filing cabinet. As long as that page matches what's in that drawer, you're going to be fine. You're going to do rank pretty well for the service you provide in your local market. If you want to learn some more things, I'm just going to randomly point to something right here. Whatever YouTube ends up recommending, you can check that video out right here. And that's all I got for you guys today. Until next time.